Hidden Cryptids, Unraveling the World's Mysterious Creatures. Hello listeners of the Mystery Seekers channel. Today, we will continue a journey to discover mysterious creatures in the world. Before continuing the program, don't forget to support me by subscribing to the channel. There are legends of mythical creatures that resemble snakes. Have you heard of dragons called lungs? They are described as huge, serpentine, scaly, with 4 stout limbs, each with 5 claws. And that dragon is described as black, serpentine, and up to 40 feet long. What would you think if I told you that there are some giant creatures lurking in our world, appearing only in shocking, fleeting glimpses? Just when you think that the creatures and their legends might be dead, some new sighting comes along, reminding you that the story is still alive. Imagine seeing the bright lights of a monster larger than any known animal and having it caught on camera. Or imagine a fisherman discovering a limbless, crocodile-like creature in a remote pond. What drives these mysterious giants into hiding? Let's explore the terrifying secrets of their hidden existence. Explore the strange monsters of our world, like the strange crocodile-like creature a fisherman saw in his pond. While fishing, he felt something move behind him. Turning around, he saw a reptile crawling around. There are 2 possible reasons for its strange appearance. It could have survived a predator attack and lost its limbs, or it could have been born without limbs and adapted to life that way. What do you think is happening to this creature? Now, let's talk about another scary discovery. Imagine a stone rat that seems to be blind, and a man keeps hearing strange noises in his backyard. Out of curiosity, he goes to investigate and finds what he thinks is an ordinary rat. But upon closer inspection, it looks like a stone rat, but without eyes. He wants to know how it got into his yard, and then disappeared. Was it a science experiment gone wrong, and the stone rat escaped from the lab? Each encounter reveals an incredible diversity of wildlife, often lurking just out of sight. Each sighting raises questions about the mysteries of nature, and perhaps the unnatural. These mysteries continue to amaze and fascinate us. Are there still dragons hiding in caves today? Let's take a look at the story of Owen and his team of cavers. While exploring different caves, they discovered something surprising in one of them. As they entered, a dragon-like creature suddenly appeared. It was probably startled by their presence. Although it looked ancient, as if it had been around for thousands of years, the creature did not attack. Instead, it chased them out of the cave. It seemed like the old dragon did not want them there. Owen and his team soon left the cave, promising never to return. But that wasn't the only strange encounter. In another story, a young science student discovered a baby dragon and its eggs in the woods outside his home. Without hesitation, he took them home to study. He placed them in a wooden box, where the baby dragon took refuge. The discovery made him wonder if there were more dragons living nearby. In another part of the world, a group of explorers returned from a trip to the jungle and found something strange. At first, they thought it was just a pile of twigs. But to their surprise, the pile began to move. It turned out to be a type of spiny crab called an Elusive. Its shell was covered with dense spines to protect it from predators. But the surprises don't stop there. Get ready for stories that show just how strange our world is. Deep sea creatures. Stories from all over the world show that our world is still full of unexplained phenomena. Whether it's a creature that reminds us of an ancient dragon, a spiny crab, or a mysterious fish, each encounter leaves us in awe of the incredible diversity of life on Earth. Each reminds us that there is always something new to discover. Imagine you are on the beach and a fisherman catches some very strange fish. These little creatures are scary looking and have no eyes. They are oddly shaped and don't look like the fish you would normally see. You might think they look a bit like chimpanzees, but they don't. When the fisherman releases them into the water, they change shape and become a blob. The fisherman is shocked and confused, trying to figure out what just happened. Elsewhere, a man discovered a snake-like creature in his yard. This was no ordinary snake. Its body seemed to have insect-like appendages trying to protrude. The man had no idea what it was, so he posted a video online. People started talking about it. Some believed it was a new species, while others believed it was a snake that had evolved into something else. Meanwhile, in Japan, a very strange discovery was reported. Orange lava. At first glance, it looked like an orange tube on the riverbank, but it was actually a living creature. This lava was huge and completely orange. The man who found it was so surprised by its rarity and strangeness that he decided not to disturb it and returned it to the river. In a small town, a worker discovered a giant crab while digging underground. What was even more surprising was that its face looked like the Demon King from the TV series Stranger Things. The worker was extremely surprised. He did not expect to discover such strange and scary creatures. These stories show us just how amazing and wonderful life on Earth is. From fish that turn into spakes and new species of snakes, to bright orange lava, and crabs that look like they belong in a novel. Nature never ceases to amaze us with the diversity and unique creatures we continue to discover. One night, as the sun set behind a small farm near the woods, an explorer made a startling discovery. Thousands of mantis shrimp were being kept in small tanks, and strange experiments were being conducted by a man who claimed to be a scientist. Although he had no formal training, he had been keeping the creatures for years, studying them for reasons unknown. The explorer was alarmed by what he saw and quickly notified the authorities. A rescue operation saved the mantis shrimp, but the so-called scientist had disappeared without a trace. In another part of China, a fisherman was fishing and found himself in a scene straight out of a deep-sea horror movie. Giant crabs, which looked like otherworldly creatures, scurried along the shore. Their huge claws and strange faces terrified the fishermen, but despite their terrifying appearance, the crabs seemed to continue their work, helping the fishermen escape safely. In 2020 in England, a strange pigeon caused a stir when it appeared in a man's yard. At first glance, it seemed like a normal adult bird, but upon closer inspection, its legs were actually very long, its chest was bulging, and its feet were covered in fine white feathers. When a video of the pigeon was shared online, it attracted the attention of viewers around the world. Next, we explore more unusual discoveries that surprise us. That is the mysterious melody of the violin mantis. A curious scientist named the violin mantis Ganges because of its uniqueness. This insect looks like a violin, blending nature and art in a fascinating way. These discoveries remind us that our planet is full of wonders that always surprise and intrigue us. These events take place in different places and times, weaving a story of the strange and unexpected moments that nature sometimes brings. They challenge our perspectives and inspire curiosity about the world we live in. This fascinating insect is known for its unique shape and behavior, resembling a violin. Its slender body and legs that look like a violin neck and strings help it hide among leaves and branches. The creature is a type of mantis known for its long, curved front legs, which it uses to catch its prey. Although it looks a bit creepy, this insect is harmless to humans and helps control other insect populations. One day, someone was walking in the woods and saw something shiny. It turned out to be a turtle, but not an ordinary turtle. The turtle had a large, shiny head and quickly attracted attention online. After the person posted the video, it went viral, sparking much speculation. Some people thought it might be the result of a scientific experiment, while others were excited and suggested that it might be a new species. In faraway China, a fisherman made an amazing discovery by the river. He saw something strange on a rock, and as he got closer, it started moving. Out of curiosity, he touched it and found that it stuck to his skin. every time he tried to get away. Fascinated netizens dubbed it the strange swarm of worms, and it quickly became a hot topic. But that wasn't the most surprising discovery. In 2022, a strange creature was being talked about in a small village in Pakistan. It made strange noises and looked scary, scaring the locals. People's fear grew until one day, a man caught the creature and handed it over to the authorities. Even experts couldn't figure out what it was, which only made the villagers more uneasy and curious. In 2015, a man in Texas saw something strange while walking down the road. The road was filled with large clusters of earthworms, each clustered a few yards apart. At first, he thought they were just loose threads, but upon closer inspection, he realized they were actually earthworms. This was strange, as earthworms don't usually breed in such large numbers. The area had recently experienced heavy rain and flooding, which could explain why they were there, but it was still a strange sight. In another case, a man saw a small snake by the river. The snake looked like a thin stick, so much so that you could easily walk right by it without realizing it was a snake. The man decided not to bother it and instead observed it carefully. When he finally released the snake back into the river, it swam away in a strange spiral, like a drill. This left the man confused as to what kind of snake it was and why it was behaving this way. A few years later, in 2018, something even stranger happened in China. A man was walking along a riverbank and saw a strange creature floating on the shore. As he got closer, he saw that the creature had a human-like face, one eye, and what looked like limbs, but its body was skinny. People were confused by the creature's appearance. They decided to leave it alone and gently released it into the water. After this encounter, the strange creature was never seen again, leaving the locals wondering what it was. Now, carnivores are so weird they almost seem unreal. Discover miniature dinosaurs. Giant creatures from the past may be returning, but not in the giant form we know. Imagine a creature so small that it could be mistaken for an earthworm at first. That's what happened when a man found something strange on his car tire. It was small, but upon closer inspection, it was more than just a bug. It had 4 legs, a long tail, and a face that looked more like an alien than a worm. Startled by the strange creature, the man tried to push it away with a stick, half joking that maybe the dinosaur would return in a smaller version. As he pushed the creature off the tire, the thought was both exciting and terrifying. The creature quickly burrowed into the ground and disappeared. The incident made him doubt the possibility of such strange events. Meanwhile, there is another strange sight, a centipede whose unusual behavior would surprise anyone. You may have seen them, especially in large groups in cold weather. They do this not for socialization, but for survival. Millipedes cannot generate their own heat, so they huddle together to keep warm and increase their chances of survival in the cold. These strange sightings make us wonder about the little wonders of nature that we often overlook. As we study these events, we see clearly that what may seem strange at first glance can reveal a lot about how different organisms survive. These small phenomena illustrate the fascinating ways in which life adapts to the challenges of a changing planet. Millipedes with many legs and segmented bodies huddle together in cold weather to share warmth and survive. Even in these tight groups, each centipede moves independently in search of food, as if it were alone. This illustrates a simple truth: there is strength in unity. Nature is full of surprises that remind us of its diversity and vastness. Hai Tang Tung MT Guyana Fat Hien Ro MT Sin V A T El Hangbo Transan Phong Catch C A M Chen Sin V A T Ne Kanko MT Te Myong Hei Chan Matcha Ko MT Kai Gui Jung Chut Kang Bit Koloji Di Yan Ang Dun GCNN Thun Di Chian No Bo Ron Engoi Nino Non Chong Bin MTT Jile Nung Kao Hai Kang Li Gigi Cap Elsewhere in the world, an explorer discovered a strange animal, the anteater, also known as the anteater. This elusive little creature is the smallest member of the anteater family, measuring only about 14 to 18 inches long, not including its tail. It has soft, dense fur ranging from pale yellow to brown, which helps it blend into the dense forest and become almost invisible. These encounters, whether in the wild or at home, remind us of the incredible diversity of life on Earth. Each discovery, like a swarm of centipedes huddled together for warmth, or an unidentified five-eyed creature, invites us to learn more about the mysteries of the natural world. It prompts us to take a closer look and better understand the different life forms we share this planet with. In a small, remote room, a large group of frogs were trapped in cages. As the discoverer cautiously approached, the frogs panicked, indicating that they were frightened and possibly part of a cruel experiment. The discoverer knew something was wrong, so he acted quickly and called the local authorities to explain the emergency. Thanks to the discoverer's quick actions, all the frogs were released from their cages. But the mystery of who did it and how long the frogs had been trapped remains unsolved, leading us to delve deeper into the mysteries of nature's strangest creatures. A lava snake-human hybrid, not far from a river, a man spotted a strange little creature that looked like a cross between a snake and lava. The creature struggled on land, trying to get back to the water. Seeing the creature struggling, the man gently picked it up and released it back into the water. This proves a simple fact: when you see a strange animal, especially near water, the best thing you can do is help it get home and make sure it can live safely where it belongs. Mysterious creatures and strange phenomena continue to appear around the world, challenging our imagination and understanding of nature. How many more cryptids are lurking, waiting to be discovered? Sometimes, the truth is far more than the myths we hear. With each mysterious encounter, we are reminded that our planet is full of wonders yet to be discovered. If you are fascinated by mysterious stories and want to continue discovering the unimaginable, don't forget to subscribe to the Mystery Seekers channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new videos. Let's continue our journey to discover unsolved mysteries. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next episodes.